Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into something that's not just on the horizon, but is actively reshaping how we work, create, and innovate. We're talking about AI agents, and I'm going to give you the exact blueprint for 2026. Forget the hype and the abstract concepts. We're getting hands-on. By the end of this video, you will understand how to build and manage your own team of AI agents to automate complex tasks and supercharge your productivity. This isn't science fiction anymore. It's the next evolution of work, and you're about to get the playbook. So, grab a notepad, because we're about to build the future, step by step. Let's start with the foundation, the Orchestrator's toolset. Think of yourself as the director of an orchestra. You don't play every instrument, but you guide them to create a masterpiece. Your job is to orchestrate these AI agents, and to do that, you need the right tools. There are three core functions you need to master: discovery, logic, and execution. First up is discovery. How do you find the right information, the latest trends, the best tools for your agents to use? This is where a tool like Perplexity comes in. It's not just a search engine, it's a research assistant. You use it to ask complex questions, gather data, and essentially scout the digital landscape. Before you can build anything, you need to understand the terrain. What are the latest breakthroughs in your industry? What are your competitors doing? What new AI models just dropped? Perplexity helps you answer these questions, giving your agents the raw intelligence they need to operate effectively. This is your starting point, the discovery phase that informs everything else. Next, we have logic. This is the connective tissue of your entire operation. You have all these different apps, services, and data sources. How do you make them talk to each other? How do you create a workflow where an action in one app triggers a response in another? That's where a tool like N8N becomes your best friend. Think of it as the central nervous system for your digital workspace. You can visually map out workflows connecting your email, your CRM, your social media, and your AI models. For example, when a new lead comes into your inbox, N8N can automatically send that data to a spreadsheet, alert your team on Slack, and even trigger an AI agent to start researching that lead. It's the if this, then that engine that brings order to chaos and allows your agents to function within a structured process. Without this logic layer, your agents are just powerful tools operating in isolation. With it, they become part of a cohesive, automated system. Finally, we arrive at execution. This is where the magic really happens. You've done your research, you've set up your logic flows, and now it's time to let the agents do the heavy lifting. This is where a framework like CrewAI comes into play. CrewAI is revolutionary because it allows you to create multiple AI agents and have them collaborate on a task. They can talk to each other, delegate subtasks, review each other's work, and work together towards a common goal. This is a massive leap from just using a single chatbot. Instead of one AI trying to do everything, you have a specialized team. You're no longer just giving prompts, you're defining roles and objectives for an entire crew. This is the execution engine that turns your strategy into tangible output. Whether that's a detailed market report, a piece of software code, or a month's worth of social media content. So to recap, the toolset: Perplexity for discovery, N8N for logic, and CrewAI for execution. Master these three, and you'll have the power to orchestrate your own AI workforce. Now that you have the tools, let's build your first agentic team. The most effective and simple starting point is what I call the 3-agent setup. This model is versatile and can be adapted for almost any industry or task, from content creation to market analysis. It consists of 3 distinct roles: the scout, the architect, and the builder. Let's meet your first agent. Agent A, the scout. The scout's primary mission is to be your eyes and ears on the internet. Its job is continuous monitoring. You task it with tracking specific keywords, news sources, social media trends, academic papers, or even patent filings related to your field. The scout never sleeps. It's constantly scanning the digital world for signals, for opportunities, for threats. Its output isn't a finished product. It's a stream of raw, relevant information. For instance, you could task your scout to monitor all mentions of generative AI in marketing and compile a daily digest of the most significant articles, tweets, and research papers. The scout's job is to filter the noise and deliver only the most crucial intelligence to the rest of the team. Once the scout has gathered the intel, it's time for Agent B, the architect, to step in. The architect is your strategist. It takes the raw information from the scout and makes sense of it. Its job is to analyze the data, identify patterns, and formulate a plan. If the scout brings back news of a new competitor's feature, the architect analyzes its potential impact on the market and drafts a strategic response. If the scout identifies a new content trend, the architect outlines a series of blog posts or videos to capitalize on it. This agent is the brain of the operation. You give it the raw data and a clear objective. Like draft a content strategy for the next quarter based on these trends. And it will produce a structured plan, complete with goals, key messages, and action items. The architect translates raw intelligence into a coherent, actionable blueprint. With the blueprint in hand, we now turn to the final member of the team, Agent C, the builder. The builder is the executor, the one who gets things done. It takes the detailed plan from the architect and turns it into a finished product. If the architect drafted a plan for a series of blog posts, the builder will write the actual articles. If the architect designed the structure for a new piece of software, the builder will write the code. This agent is your workhorse. It handles the bulk of the production. You feed it the architect's plan and say, execute this. The builder then generates the content, the code, the report, or whatever the final deliverable is meant to be. This is where you see the tangible results of your agentic team's collaboration. So you see how it works? The scout finds the what, the architect determines the how, and the builder creates the IT. This three-agent setup creates a powerful workflow, from information gathering, to strategy, to execution, all flowing seamlessly. This isn't just theory. You can build this exact system right now, using the tools we discussed earlier. Now, we've talked about the incredible power of automation, and it is easy to get carried away with the idea of a fully autonomous system that runs itself. But this brings me to the single most important principle of working with AI agents, what I call the golden rule. You must always keep a human in the loop. What does this mean in practice? It means that you should aim to automate tasks up to about the 90% mark, but you, the human, must always be responsible for that final 10%. This is the critical step of review, judgment, and final approval. Automation is for the labor. You are for the judgment. Your AI agents can draft a report, but you need to read it to ensure it aligns with your company's tone and strategic goals. Your agents can write 1,000 lines of code, but you or a senior developer needs to review it for security, efficiency, and logic. Your agents can generate a month of social media posts, but you need to give the final okay to make sure they're on-brand and appropriate. Why is this so crucial? Because AI, for all its power, lacks true understanding, common sense, and ethical context. It can generate statistically probable text, but it doesn't know if it's right, if it's wise, or if it's kind. That's your job. You are the final quality control. You are the ethical backstop. You provide the strategic nuance that an algorithm can't. By keeping yourself in the loop at that 90% point, you get the best of both worlds. You leverage AI for its incredible speed and scale to handle the laborious 90% of the work, freeing you up to focus your unique human intelligence on the most valuable 10%, the final judgment call. Ignoring this rule is the fastest way to disaster. We've all seen examples of AI going off the rails, producing nonsensical or offensive content because there was no human oversight. Your role as the orchestrator isn't to build a machine and walk away. It's to build a powerful tool that you guide and direct. Remember, you are the director, the strategist, the final decision maker. The labor is automated. The judgment is yours. That is the key to successfully and responsibly wielding the power of AI agents. So there you have it, the AI agent blueprint for 2026. Let's quickly recap what we've covered. We started with the Orchestrator's toolset, the essential trio of discovery with tools like Perplexity, logic with N8N, and execution with frameworks like CrewAI, the architect for planning, and the builder for creating. And finally, we established the golden rule. Always keep a human in loop for that crucial final 10% of judgment and approval. This isn't just a glimpse into the future. It's a practical guide you can start implementing today. The barrier to entry for building these systems is lower than ever before. You do not need to be a top-tier programmer to start connecting these tools and building your first simple agents. Start small. Automate one simple task. Build a single scout to track a keyword for you. Then build an architect to summarize its findings. Get a feel for the process. As you get more comfortable, you can build more complex and more powerful agentic systems. This is the new frontier of productivity, and you are perfectly positioned to be a pioneer. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you plan to build with your first AI agent team. I can't wait to see what you create. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.